law because you're dealing with these color law courts. Now, the information I'm about to provide you with is actually just for that information or entertainment and educational purpose only. It is not to be taken as legal advice. If you need legal advice, seek yourself a competent counsel and please be advised. So, what are maxims, you say, Tauta Doc? Well, maxims are actually brief statements of self-evident truths. So, maxims of common law explain essentially what's fair and what's right, and therefore what is just. What is just? Justice. So, maxims are self-evident truths that actually supposedly control the courts. But these color law courts are no longer seen to be controlled by maxims. They're supposed to control our legislators and every consideration of mankind that seek what's fair, what's just, and what's best for all. Justice. So, courts that do not honor or consider these maxims are unjust courts and color of law courts. Now, they appear to be law, but they're not law. So, whether and to what extent these common law maxims are actually honored by these public venues known as courts and these public leaders is how we actually test the way they administer the law to govern us, because they're supposed to be governed by these maxims of law. So we, the people, are actually protected by the fundamental principles of justice and fair dealing set forth in these simple statements that actually every school child should be taught to practice for the sake of peace. Now, this is why it's important to know maxims of law, so when you go into these courts, you'll know when you're being violated. Common law is actually built on these truths that actually promote the spirit and practices of fair dealing and the unbiased administration of justice. So without the legal enforcement of these truths, there can really be no true justice or right dealings between us. This is why it is essential for people like Tauta Doc Taibei to stand up and articulate these truths to the people and all the others out there that's doing this work. So, there is, hope of getting these courts to do what's right by enforcing our contracts, because it's always about the contract. Contract is law, and law is contract. So enforcing our contracts are making those who injured us pay damages. Contract. Every day that we live, it is governed by contract. Law. It is governed by law. It is governed by contract. Wait, the contract is the law. So these courts are actually established primarily to enforce these principles of common law. But you have certain people that actually has been placed in office and they want to ignore the common law. So it is the responsibility of we, the people, to ensure that the common law is being applied. It is the common law that's common to all. So this is a law that actually never changes and never should be changed by legislation or by the arbitrary rule of tyrants or any kind of tyrannical system, or a tyrants motivated by what's good for the entrance of a favored few, because that's what's been going on. Now you can like that, understand it, believe it or not. There's a selected